Hello my friends, welcome to Authentic Living with Linda. Today we're talking about remaining calm in emergencies. People who are calm and calmly take charge, giving those who don't have a direction, a task to do, are self-led leaders. These people are the best in emergencies. They have a cool head and those around them feel the confidence that emanates from them. Learning to be calm in a sea of distress is a very useful attribute to have. Often we find ourselves in other people's seas of distress, and without realizing it, we may have collected their scattered energy as our own. If you find yourself in this situation, try taking a step back and looking at the situation with the eyes of an outsider looking in, someone who has nothing to gain and nothing to lose. Ask yourself, what are the facts about the situation? A fact is an irrefutable action that has happened. This action has a defined date, a defined time, and a defined event. For example, let's say you're at the playground with your son and you reminded your son multiple times not to run behind the swings. Swings move backward and forward and he may get hit. This particular day, your son has forgotten and he's run behind the swing as it's come backwards and it's knocked him onto the ground. He's got himself up but got knocked down again as the swing came forward. You run over towards him, feeling all the emotions that a mother feels when her child is crying and has been knocked to the ground. You pull your child up, at the same time you grab the swing and you stop the swing from swinging. The child, the little girl in the swing, screams. She's not happy about being stopped, and her mother comes running because she's not happy that her daughter is screaming. So out of nowhere, that mother comes flying at you, yelling loudly for you to get away from her daughter. You collect your son and you move away from the swing. You're checking him over, you're rubbing his arms and you're checking his legs, you're making sure that he hasn't been hurt. You're at the brink of tears yourself, and as you're wiping the tears away from your son's face, you realize that he's got grazes all over his cheek. You hug him tightly and you comfort him. And then the distraught mother is coming towards you and you try to explain to her what has happened. She just doesn't want to hear. She's distraught because her daughter's distraught and she thought that you were harming her daughter. So in this scene, the facts are you were at the playground. There was a little girl in the swing. The swing hit your son. You stopped the swing. The girl screamed. You moved your son. Your son was crying. The girl's mother arrived. Your son has a graze on his face. This is what any onlooker would have seen if they were watching the whole scene unfold. These are the facts. Everything else is story. So all the emotions that you felt, all the emotions your son felt, the emotions that the mother felt, the emotions the daughter felt, all of those are story. They are all put through somebody else's filter. Someone dealing with a crisis has the ability to remove the story or emotions from the facts and see what has happened and what needs to happen next. They don't enter into blame. They don't justify actions or reactions. They deal with the situation as it is presented to them. To be an effective leader, sometimes it is necessary to get the facts to work out what is really going on. People need to have their feelings heard and validated. However, there is a time and a place for this, and an emergency where physical action is required to keep people safe is not the time. Once everyone is safe and calmed down, then is the time to listen to the emotional stories, realizing they are coming from the perspective of those watching or involved. This is why we give people the job of getting cups of tea. or receiving cups of tea. It's important because then they have got something to do. They've got something to focus on besides the crisis that they have been involved in. A passive bystander will tell a different story to the mother of the son who was knocked over by the swing, who will tell a different story to the little girl in the swing, or the little boy for that matter who was knocked over by the swing. Even the girl's mother will have a different take on the story. So we have 4 or 5 different perspectives of the same story. The facts are the bare bones of what happened without the emotion. Leaders have learned the skill of filtering and diffusing combative situations by figuring out the facts, acknowledging all the various emotions. They are able to decipher what the next thing that needs to happen is. These leaders stay calm, they take control, and they're like a conductor. They give people things to do to keep them busy. Today's inspirational droplet is: calm leaders, calm emotional people, and create order from chaos. And I'll see you tomorrow.